know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
The voice that led a generation of activists, difference makers, and a world of change. Martin Luther King, Jr. Born in the segregated Atlanta, Georgia in January 1929 to a school teacher and a pastor, Dr. King was around some of the best and brightest African Americans in the country, yet still experienced the unfair injustice that was racial segregation, attending segregated public schools. Still, King did not let that deter him from becoming educated, getting into Morehouse College at just age 15 and studying both medicine and law. It was at Morehouse where King not only discovered his passion for theology and pastoral work, but his ideas of racial equality for Morehouse president Benjamin Mays. Finishing his education at Boston University, Dr. King met his wife, singer and activist Coretta Scott. The two married and settled in Montgomery, Alabama in 1953, where they have 4 children. It was here in Montgomery where Rosa Parks made her famous stand and refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. A boycott began, the civil rights movement began to pick up steam, and Dr. King, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and Bayard Rustin, found himself right in the middle of it all on a national stage. King led protests in Montgomery throughout the 1950s and into the 60s, preaching nonviolence and civil disobedience, boycotts, sit-ins, and marches. Of course, this wasn't without sacrifice. King was arrested multiple times for his work, his house bombed, and he was constantly the victim of harassment by the FBI, who named him an enemy of the state. They didn't let King stop him from pushing for equality, organizing more marches like the one in Selma and his famous March on Washington, where he gave his I Have a Dream speech.
Still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Racism wasn't the only thing King tackled as he fought for issues affecting all races, such as the Vietnam War or widespread poverty. Tragedy struck when Dr. King was assassinated April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee. However, his life and legacy live on today, as billions of people around the world take King's teachings and use it to advocate for equality and peace.
Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.